The internet is everywhere. It's how we work, play, and even argue with strangers about sourdough bread recipes. It's become the modern town square, a place for the free exchange of ideas, good, bad, and recipes for things that should never be described as bread. But this digital space is facing increasing control. Governments around the world are tightening their grip on what we can see and share online. Is this ever okay? Should someone be allowed to tell you what to like, other than your mother and her endless Facebook posts about inspirational quotes? Free speech is a cornerstone of any democracy. It's the right to speak your mind, even if your mind sometimes says things like, "I think pineapple on pizza is delicious." Censorship throws a wet blanket on this fundamental right. Governments argue that censorship is necessary to protect us from hate speech, from dangerous misinformation, from those horrifying cat videos set to the music of Nickelback. But where do we draw the line? Who gets to decide what's harmful and what's just someone expressing an opinion you disagree with? Like, for example, the opinion that Nickelback is in any way a good band. National security is a serious issue. No one wants to see their country destabilized by online threats, but using security as an excuse for unchecked censorship is a slippery slope. It's like using a chainsaw to trim your nose hairs. Effective, maybe, but with a high risk of collateral damage. Transparency is key. If governments are going to censor content in the name of security, they need to be upfront about it. They need clear guidelines, oversight, and a healthy dose of public scrutiny. Because without transparency, security can quickly morph into a tool for silencing dissent and crushing those who dare to question the powers that be, especially when it comes to questionable musical taste. Culture is important. It shapes our values, our beliefs, and our tolerance for reality TV. But should governments be the arbiters of what's culturally acceptable online? Should they be allowed to filter out anything that clashes with their worldview, like, say, a documentary that exposes the truth about Nickelback's music? The problem is, culture is subjective. What's offensive to one person is a hilarious meme to another. And who gets to decide what's worthy of protection? Often, it's those in power seeking to maintain the status quo and silence dissenting voices. Censorship in the name of culture can easily become a tool for repression, limiting our exposure to different perspectives and stifling intellectual growth. It's like living in a world where the only music allowed is Nickelback, a terrifying thought indeed.